Hello guys, yeah, welcome to Joe's Review channel. Today we are going into Calgary 247's video titled Love Treaty. Featuring in this video are Maurice Sam, Prisma James, Daniel Nsude, and others. Yeah, the story is a story of relationships, friendship, love. Yeah, it was about this particular guy called Dio. Dio has been in a relationship with Beatrice. Dio is a doctor and he's so intentional about this relationship and wanting it to lead to marriage. But on the other hand, Beatrice is a little bit skeptical. She's not ready. Probably she still want to be single. So that was how she ended up with him. Beatrice broke Dio's heart. Meanwhile, Dio has a best friend since he was in the secondary school, and that friendship was with Tenny. They've been so close. They do things together. They never hide their secrets. And the way they do things, they chat, they bully and whatever with themselves. Tenny is an engineer. While as this was going on, their friends, as in their classmates during that time when they were in secondary school, they used to envy their friendship. So it now happens that the school, they want to organize a get together for their mates. So Tenny was informed by Quinn, I think one of their classmates when they were in secondary school, that there's going to be a reunion for them, for their set in their school when they were in secondary school. And as a result of that, trying to show off, to let the friends know that, oh, she too, she has achieved, she has a perfect life, as in what Queen was trying to tell her, that she's married, she's fulfilled, she has kids, she's been traveling to, overs. And same, Tenny had to now lie to Queen that she too, she's engaged to Dio, whereas there hasn't been anything like that. Although Dio on one time has tried to fake a sort of proposing friendship with Tenny, the way they used to do their play together. So that was how Tenny entered that kind of trap of lying to Queen, and the reunion party was scheduled. So as a result of that, they now had to find a way to engage themselves, as in form of a contractual marriage. And that was what happened when they had to now go and meet with their friend, Tenny's friend Aisha, who is a lawyer and in relationship with Ibrahim. So that was how they now went to Aisha. It was Aisha that helped them, to signed those the contractual agreement for their marriage. So that was, they exchanged rings, and it continues that way. But on the day of the reunion, you see, as they were dancing at the stage, Dio wanted to kiss Tenny. That was how Tenny, in anger, just left Dio there at the stage and out of the vicinity of the party. And the next thing she will do, Dio will do, is to go straight to the bar, go take a drink. As he was taking the shots, Queen now came there. Of course, Queen was expecting to get the real truth. She has been spying on them. So Queen now went there as Dio was sipping the drink and talking to the barman, confessing the kind of relationship he had with Tenny, as in it has been a contractual marriage. So that was how the cat was let loose. Queen was, ate it. So it's as if it's a sort of, now making jest of Tenny. So Queen now went to Tenny where Tenny was, and at the ladies, and laugh at her. So the thing started like that. The next thing that will happen was that Tenny now, had to end up that night, instead of her going home to her apartment or to die. She now went to her office, her friend, as in boyfriend. That is James. Yes, James. So Tenny has been having a relationship with her. James, having an affair with him, although they were colleagues. So that night, as usual, James wanted to have an affair with her. That was when Tenny now mentioned Dio's name. So I think it was from there that James had to make Tenny to see the reason to eat that. Tenny is in love with Dio. I don't know why she has been trying to avoid calling in love, probably because of her past experience. Meanwhile, Dio and Tenny, their parents knew them together and their affairs. Even Dio's brother, Diola, also was aware, and Diola has been warning Dio not to get involved with any lady that will break his heart. But this kind of affair that is happening between them is real, although they were trying to avoid being, getting a heart broken. I think that was what happened to that lady, Tenny. Although Dio loved Tenny sincerely. So, on getting back home, dejected, Dio didn't go to work. He's been so moody. So Diola, the brother, now call him and talk to him that the mistake that happened, or that their dad and Diola made with women, with ladies, doesn't want Dio to make that kind thing. That it's not necessarily that what happened to them should happen to him. That he should be watchful and be careful so that he'll be able to get clarification. And of course, that you never hide. He truly loved Tenny. So at the end of the story, we could see that when the day that Dayo now decided, as a doctor, he wanted to travel to Zambia for his humanitarian job. That was the day that Aisha now rushed in to him and told him that, well, Tenny is in a critical state, that he needs to be there. So that was how he just left his load, as in luggage, with the senior brother and rushed to the venue. And Aisha took Dayo to her office, where Tenny has been waiting. And there and then, Tenny had to, truthfully confess to her love to Dayo. That was how the story ended. So, what we have a lot of uh, um, things to learn from this story, as in you're being too close, as in being a friend for so long does not determine that you are in love, and that does not mean that you have a stable marriage. If eventually you get married, that the feelings does not guarantee a stable marriage or a lasting marriage. So they had Tenny's mother referred them to the pastor, and it was that pastor that now counseled them as the marriage counselor, so ahead of their marriage. So what are the points that the pastor highlighted on? He said that that marriage is a covenant, and it is there that he now bring out that quote that marriage is not about a feeling, but there is a covenant, 100% covenant, and every covenant, God is there, because our God is a covenant keeping God, and as such, it should be kept sacred, and you have to be intentional with it. That covenant is a sort of commitment as to protect one another. It also requires what on the part of the both parties, sacrifice as well as forgiveness and daily conscious decisions to maintain the marriage. So I implore you all to try and watch this video. It's so educative and enlightening. Let us like, share, and comment on it. Thank you. God bless.